as I said in the last video, what I want to do is I want to be able to play a different wave table per key or key press. I think older dubstep or bass drops will have sort of a kind of a wobble, but the wobbles change in timbre or sound. And I kind of thought that, hey, the wavetables kind of meet that definition. So this is going to be a really simple build for Polygrid. We are in the Polygrid. Normally I like the note grid for these builds, but we need something going to the audio out. So we're going to use the Polygrid. And really simplistically put, we need to grab a wavetable oscillator. And this oscillator will go to, so simplistically you can get right, and we're golden on that. So now in here we can change the wavetable setting, and it'll change and adapt the sound. And then with you got kind of the change in the, and that's why I think the wobbles of the dubstep type era probably was a wavetable or something. So we could sit there and use like an LFO or something in there. Maybe say wavetable. All right, we need to change it down to maybe a bar so this. Want it bipolar. But we're not changing the sound on per key press. That's somewhat easier. So there's this mix, and we can go into this merge. We're going to put this into here, and then we're going to duplicate this a few times. We want our thing to be, let's do 4 at first. Then let's duplicate this guy a few times. Let's hook him up. Okay, so now we got 4. Let's change the sounds or the timbre. So let's try 1 to be analog, which is the exact same one I picked last time. Wow. All right, saw D2. Let's do acoustic, string. Let's do harmonics. All right. Now, since this is sitting on the first one, we're not getting any sound change. So what we want to do is we want to go into random. We go chance. We click on this one to the top one, tip top, and then we go to no. We don't want chance. We want, and we want the input output, and we want gate in because every time we press down the note, it's considered a gate. Okay, so you notice that this happens. We want nearest. And depending on your taste of music, that could either be really cool as heck or very annoying. Saw wave needs to be, we want and therefore we got coolness. For every time that you press it, there's a dice roll. It selects one of the random 4 wavetables and gives us a different timbre, different sound, or depending on what you want. Now, it doesn't have to be a wavetable. It could be a sawtooth, or it could be, like, say, a swarm on the one. What I want to try is I want to get a little bit more programmatic, and I want to say, instead of doing that, I want to know what the pitch is, right? And this pitch should have a number coming from it. So let's go to display. Let's go to here. And right now it's this one. Okay, so what we could do is we can multiply by, I think, yeah, we're gonna have to multiply by a factor, like say 10 or so, because basically, the number is too small. I think this deals in whole numbers, and we're doing in like fractions of a number. So what we want to do is math. We want to multiply. We want to multiply this number, and we want to take the constant. We want to multiply it by a factor. Let's start off. All right, now let me bring this up so I can show you what I'm playing. So you see I'm going across the C3 range. And it's having a constant change in the wavetable without being random like we had last time. Now, if you prefer the random, then that's one thing. But now, when we play certain notes, we get that change in sound. So now we can change the length, and we could change the note, and be able to change the wavetables on demand. And depending on the multiplication here and the numbers, you probably could get a bigger range. So let's say instead of 10, let's do 5. So like every 2 notes. Four notes. Your half steps count in that. So either way, you get some interesting stuff. Now, depending on the effects and other things that you have past this could be really cool. Now, you could change the LFO instead of having the same LFO for each of these. You could say for this one, this guy, we want to remove this LFO. We want to change this LFO to over here. I'm still. Okay. I don't like this. All right, let's so excellent. You get to pick. It's like a keyboard split of sorts, but really short on the split. Of course, you can add more. These mergers go to 8, and then you can add like multiple sets of mergers. So there's the possibilities are kind of endless. Of course, you could add different oscillators on there. We've already done that. You got subs and samplers and like multi-samplers you can do this with. And of course, if you're doing a multi-sampler, you might as well just do a multi-sampler anyways, because they already have zones and stuff like that. Set up samples to key presses. And this isn't the only way of doing it. This is like one of the many ways of doing it. You could also go out and do it on the track level, like over here, and then set up different oscillators. You could do it with the instrument layer and set up different instrument layers if you want it to be like oscillators, different synthesizers, VSTs. So you want one the guitar and stuff like that. And I've done this, and then we do the notes. Not filter, but filter would work. So you would note filter on here, and you would say, I only want the range of C E0 to A0. And I want only this to respond to that. And then you go on and add more things in there and you get more sounds on there. That's normally how you would do a keyboard split. Going through the poly, though, does it in one instrument rather than doing several layers. But with the several layers, you get more timbres, more different sounds, more on the different key presses, and so on and so forth. But anyway, the gist of the video is I wanted to make something in here that's different wavetables. It doesn't quite do the dubstep thing. It does do the wobbles or stuff like that, I think there's a lot more that goes into it that I've not really explored because it's not been really something musically that I've been trying to go for. But I was recently listening to something played by somebody else, and I was like, huh, wonder if I could do this in Polygrid. And you can to a point. Just depends on what you're going for sound wise, right? Anyway, I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I will catch you later.